G'day. You want to know more about the 2013 Pinot Gris from Spring Vale. This has been consistently the best of the early release whites, I think, in the last few vintages. We've come up with this dry, viscous, almost waxy sort of style that seems very popular, and even though I don't really rate Pinot Gris, if you have to drink it, I think it should be along these lines. It's bone dry, nice and round. It's fermented, well, go back a step. Half of it's hand-picked, whole bunch pressed, no enzyme, no sulfur, no settling, basically full solids left overnight in the tank for the really heavy stuff to drop out, but then it's racked off straight into old barrels next day. Some of them are inoculated, some of them aren't. Pretty well takes off in both cases, and fairly cheesy sort of smell because of the high solids. Very hot ferments as well, by which I mean you know, getting up to 26, 27, they raw through. It's all done and dusted, jizzing everywhere in the shed, making a bit of a mess. So we try and keep an eye on that. That's probably makes up, yeah, pretty well half the wine is hand picked. The other half is machine picked. We drain the free run. Plus the very light pressings up to 0.1 bar, bugger all, just giving it a bit of a tickle. That all gets treated more or less the same way as the hand-picked whole bunch pressed fruit. It's a very delicate juice. There is generally, there would be sulfur at the harvester for that, mostly to prevent browning in the juice, and also because we sort of fairly oxidative with the handling of the other portion. We want to retain as much of that aromatic profile as we can, that classic pear character. Then what? The fruit from the machine-picked fruit, the free run is settled, but with no enzyme, just overnight, and then racked the next day and inoculated. The only part of this wine that really gets clarified is the pressings, which are only fairly light pressings anyway, and they get sort of left to go brilliant. There's full enzyme and settled out, and then they probably get fined a little bit too, just to pull back that, any of that coarse phenolic structure that might be there. And then this year it was well over 60% barrel fermented. There wasn't any new oak in there, but yeah, all barrel fermented. I mean, if you're going to get texture in Gris, it takes work, and we seem to be able to achieve it with barrel fermentation and high levels of solids. This is bone dry, bit of alcohol sweetness. We always get people saying that it's sweet, but that's just fruit and alcohol working together. Good length of flavour, and as far as Pinot Gris goes, I think this is stuff that I can drink. It's been one of our most popular, highly sought after whites for some years now, and I think part of the reason it's so reliable is the vine age we have. They're planted in '94, so they're starting to hit their straps. I think I've covered it all, but if you have any more inquiries, don't hesitate to contact me by email or get a hold of me on Twitter. Cheers.